We hope to do this for 6 or 7 years. Or 8.
Engine 23, Rescue 23, EMS 9. Engine 23, Rescue 23, EMS 9, all on radio. Respond to the drowning. Process search few times.
Matthew Perry died with ketamine in his system, a horse tranquilizer, a party drug, something clubbers take to feel their body dissolve on a dance floor. Now picture this. Right now, in Thailand, wealthy Westerners are flying in specifically to take it. Legally, medically, in a 5-star facility with a doctor standing next to them. They call it wellness. They call it therapy. Some of them are lying by a swimming pool an hour after their session. Is this healing? Or is this the most expensive way in the world to get high and call it self-care? Stay with me, because the answer is more disturbing than either option. The $20,000 experience. Here's what's actually on offer. Luxury clinics across Chiang Mai and Phuket are now selling ketamine-assisted therapy as a premium wellness product. 4 weeks, private villa, round-the-clock staff. Price tag, around $20,000. In the US or Australia, the same program costs $30,000 to $50,000. So wealthy clients fly in, factor in business class flights, and still save money while calling it a retreat. The marketing language is carefully chosen. Not rehab, not addiction treatment. Wellness journey, mind-body reintegration, transformative healing. Same drug that killed a Hollywood actor, different packaging entirely. Therapy or a loophole? Now, to be fair, the science isn't fake. Ketamine in clinical settings is genuinely being studied for treatment-resistant depression. Real hospitals, real research, real results for some patients. But here's where it gets murky. Thailand's regulatory environment around wellness clinics is far looser than in the West. Some facilities operate with minimal medical oversight, minimal screening, minimal aftercare requirements, meaning the exact same substance that requires strict psychiatric supervision in London or New York can be administered in Chiang Mai with a fraction of the safeguards. For some clients, this is genuine treatment for genuine suffering. For others, it's a legal, medically justified way to dissociate for 2 weeks in a 5-star setting, paid for, supervised just enough to avoid the word abuse. The line between those two things is thinner than the industry wants you to believe, and nobody outside the clinic walls is checking which one you actually got. The same experience, 2 different names. Here's the detail that exposes the whole industry. Clinically, doctors call the peak effect a dissociative state, a temporary detachment from your own body and surroundings, used therapeutically to help patients process trauma from a safe emotional distance. On a dance floor, that exact same state has a nickname. Users call it a K-hole, total disconnection. Loss of motor control, time distortion, same drug, same dose range, same neurological event. One version comes with a diagnosis code and a wellness brochure. The other comes with a warning label and a police record. The clinic doesn't create a different experience. It creates a different vocabulary for the identical one and sells the vocabulary for $20,000. Matthew Perry's death was called a tragedy. What's happening in Thailand right now is being called a retreat. Same molecule, same risks, completely different story depending on your bank account and your zip code. Wellness tourism is now an $830 billion industry and growing every year. Nobody is tracking how much of that money is buying healing and how much of it is buying a legal way to disappear for a while. Somewhere inside that number, the line between therapy and a very expensive escape has quietly disappeared. Subscribe. New episodes twice a week. The blueprint is already drawn. The question is, are you reading it?